having a little bit of a connection issue, so bear with us if it kind of fades in and out, but Facebook's giving me a warning message. But Mary wanted to just touch base on what's going on in the town of Van Buren, which is also part of our Baldwinsville community. So we've talked to Chief Leffencheck, we've talked to Bob Wicks and Dick Clark, and now it's Mary's turn to give us an update of how her town is handling all this pandemic stuff. So Mary, thank you for coming on with me today.
Well, Shelley, thank you very much. And I do have to first give a very big shout out to Kate Halloran, the deputy clerk here at the town court or town hall, because last night, what did we spend between the three of us? 3 hours trying to get this to go live. So modern technology, a little kink here and there, but Van Buren is trying to run as normal as possible in that our offices are open, but 99% of the people are working from home. Occasionally, Kate comes into the office daily for just a short time. The supervisor's in, and codes comes in and out every day. But so anything that we can handle on a normal basis, we're trying to do that. First off, let me just say, and I know Bob and I think Dick also mentioned this, the courts are closed. The town courts closed until May 1st. So that's just something you can leave a message here, but it's just going to tell you just to call the 671 number, which goes downtown to the main court system. So, but from the town clerk's office, we're still getting calls regularly. We have to be open, number one, because we have to still receive tax money for county taxes that are going on now. That's through the end of March. So we still have to be here and have some sort of mechanism to get those paid. So people can do it by sending in a check. And then, or if they want to drop the check off here, we will check the drop box and we'll make sure that we get that in and input. They can, if you're calling to get a receipt, you can just go online and do that. One other thing that's very important, I think, especially right now for the older population, and I won't qualify what older is because technically I think I qualify for that now. So people that have handicap parking stickers, permits, don't worry about not having the doctor's note right now to extend them. If they're going to expire, send your application in, call the town clerk, and we will work with you to get that, because that's about the last thing anybody should be thinking about right now.
Right.
And I know Lynn Precourt, who's taking the phone calls, has gotten a couple of those questions already. Marriage licenses, last week, I know she did, I think 2. And last night on Social App Next Door, I saw somebody looking for someone to marry them, an ordained person to try and marry a couple. You might think, why is anybody getting married right now? But if you look at it, if someone is a healthcare worker and their significant other is a healthcare worker, whatever, they might want to get married just so that they can make health decisions for each other and have benefits for each other. So that's one thing that people might not be thinking of, but marriage licenses we're still here to do.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mary, because I think most people think of the celebration of marriage, but not necessarily the functionality of it. When you do join, it is the resources become combined. So that's good to point out, so that people aren't judging people that are trying to get married based on just the celebration of the marriage itself. So
right, and unfortunately, so many marriages around the country, the wedding celebrations have been canceled through end of April. Someone here at Town Hall, her daughter was supposed to get married out of state. That they had to get canceled. Really difficult for people to handle right now. But again, if you look at it from the other aspect of needing the marriage license and doing it by a justice of the peace or a town judge, whatever, people still need to have that accessibility, and we're trying to give that to them.
Okay, that's good to know.
One thing that we were kind of surprised about is people asking, coming in before we had closed the building to the public, looking for passport applications, you can get that online. So just go on to US Gov or passports. They'll have to Google it because I just don't have the website, but they can go and download that information and file all of that through the mail. Other than a photo, they can go maybe to Walgreens and still get the photo taken, and they can mail all that in. But right now, we're not handling any of the passport photos.
Okay.
Or applications.
Yeah. And that goes back to why are people thinking about traveling? But just because things are getting canceled now, that doesn't mean they're not thinking 6 months from now or 4 months from now, I got to get out of here. I'm trapped in my house. When I can, I want to go somewhere, and they need that passport to get going.
Right. Absolutely. April 1st, start of fishing season, fishing licenses. Right now, we're just not dealing with them. That's not the biggest thing in the world to us. I can't say that. I think the governor has also waived that for right now, but don't put that a bet on that. But I don't think the DEC police are going to be out looking at every stream, ready to arrest people who don't have their fishing license. You know, it's a way to get out and do it. If you are going to go fishing, just make sure that you're 6-10 feet away from each other. So,
Right.
But, yeah. And I think Dick Clark said the same thing, that the village and I would assume Lysander, we're just not, any of us are just not dealing with fishing licenses right now. So,
Right.
For, I guess maybe the Parks Department's the next thing we ought to talk about. We are getting a lot of calls still because people want some sort of normalcy or they want some sort of control.
Yeah.
With all of this, we had a number of events scheduled between the lodge and pavilions through the end of April. Obviously, we had to close those. And you can't have more than 10 people at a gathering. And still, if you have 6 feet apart, you need a big place to do that.
Right.
But we are still taking reservations for later in the summer because we all are hoping that at some point we can still go out and do those things. So
Correct.
the office is still taking those those reservations. We are getting calls about the summer programs. Heidi Anders, our recreation supervisor, is trying to work through that. So we're ready to go when that point comes. So, you know, from a town perspective, we're still trying to maintain everything and get ready as we would any other season. The park is open for walking. The main gates are not open. You can park over on the Connors Road side where the ski hill is, and you can walk the park. Again, the county exec yesterday said they are limiting the parking spaces to the parking lots to 1/3 full so that people are not just right next to each other. Again, everybody re-emphasizing social distance, but you can get out and go walk at the park. So, we are getting requests for applications for lifeguards for the summer. Again, we're hoping that we can get the pool up and running. So we're still taking applications, trying to work through all those in advance. If we have something that requires a deposit and we cannot have the event, by all means, you will get refunded. So again, our staffs are working at 50% level as directed by the state and the county. So things might take a little longer to get back, but we're still here trying to handle whatever we can, especially in the Parks Department.
Well, it seems like you guys are doing a pretty good job of doing what you can, like you said, you know?
Yeah, the Buildings and Grounds Department is set, so they should be ready to go with the bathhouse. So that when we can open it,